I'm sure you have heard the quote, "Men only cry 3 times in life. The first time is when he is born, the second time is when his mother dies, and the third time is when his father dies, or when his country falls, depending on which version you're using." And I think this is one of the most harmful ideas to be imposed on society. So putting aside the fact that this is kind of psychologically illogical, it also sets an unrealistic societal expectation for men. I know that historically, men are supposed to be the breadwinners, the protectors, or the leaders, which requires them to be calm and resilient, or tough. So naturally, you are expected to cry less if you are a man. But right now, we are already in the 21st century, and I still see some alpha male channels reinforcing that men hiding their emotions is a sign of masculinity. This is a good thing to flex about. But it's never a good thing to flex about. Telling yourself not to cry when you're emotionally vulnerable is like forcing yourself not to poop when you really need to go. The funny thing is, both these things are talking about your basic human needs. But for some reason, I don't see people saying men can only poop 3 times in life, and the other times they just shit in their pants. So why are we still upholding the stigma of men not crying? This stigma causes a lot of guys who need real emotional support to be neglected. And worse, they might suppress the emotions for so long that they don't even know how to cry. And I think this is a factor that many people have missed. People who reject the idea of real men don't cry seldom teach you how to let yourself cry. So I also want to use my experience as an example, and I hope you can also have the bravery to cry. So sometimes I'll feel upset without realizing. I'll feel like something's not right about my mood, but I can't really figure out what is, and that's why I won't be able to cry right away. And to deal with this problem, I'll first lie in my bed and stare at my ceiling. I'll plug in my headphones and play some somber music. And this seems like a weird choice because the first instinct you will have is that we should listen to positive music when we're sad so that our mood can be lifted. But I think that's a method to combat your sadness, not embrace it. And I believe embracing your sadness is always better than combating it, so I don't listen to upbeat music when I'm sad. Anyways, after plugging in my headphones, I'll try to let my emotions flow through my body. I'm not sure how it works, but usually after a while, my sadness will just come to the surface, and it'll be much easier for me to cry. And when I cry, I'll tell myself it's okay so that I can let all my negative emotions out. I'm not sure if this is a common way to let yourself cry, but I did see a similar method for theatrical actors to cry on the spot, except they use small techniques, so I also want to share them here. So same as before, you lie in your bed, but instead of playing sad music, you make a flat sound over and over in a long and monotonous tone, like ah. You make this sound until you're out of breath, and you repeat this process until you feel like your emotions are being let out. And when you feel like an emotional barrier is being diminished, try talking to yourself. You can speak out your inner monologue, asking yourself how you're feeling. And when you're having this dialogue, try imagining your vulnerable self as a child, and you as the caretaker who wants to figure out what he needs. Or visualize someone who has angered or upset you sitting in front of you, and you tell him exactly why you have been holding back by expressing your raw emotions. Either way, do that, and you'll have a higher chance of letting yourself cry. So the next time you're sad, admit you're sad. Cry if you want, because you need to realize that crying is ultimately just a normal human behavior. Thanks for watching. This is Mr. Machine.